In the next 3 days, you will be working on your business. You'll walk away with a plan. You'll walk away with an offer. You walk away with a script. You walk away with a lot of things that you can just immediately implement. One thing I guarantee that's going to happen is you will feel overwhelmed. Usually after day one, your head will be like this. And we've been taught since childhood that if you feel overwhelmed, put in the chat, right? If you feel overwhelmed, that means what? It's a negative thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to feel overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed, right? No. From now on, write this down. Feeling overwhelmed, it's not a negative emotion, it's a positive emotion. Why? Because let's say if I want to grow my bicep here, right? What do I need to do? If I'm lifting a half a pound dumbbell, am I going to grow? No. 10, 20 times like that, don't feel anything. If I want to grow, I need to what? Put some stress on my muscle. I need to overwhelm my muscle. So I'm lifting weight that I am usually not comfortable with, right? And I do enough reps and enough time that I would get stronger. Now, if you haven't been lifting weight or bench pressing or doing push-up, you do a bunch of push-up, you do a bunch of bench press. Next morning, how do you feel? You feel sore. You're like, oh man, ooh, my back, it hurts, right? And after a few days, you get a little bit stronger. It's the same thing. Think about this is working out for your mind, right? So next few days you feel overwhelmed. Whenever we feel overwhelmed, usually it's not because, right, we've got a million things to do. That's not true. We feel like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I got a million things to do. It's not true. Write this down. When you feel overwhelmed, it's because you don't know what to do next. When you feel overwhelmed, think, oh, I got so many things, so many tasks, so many things I got to do. But if you just know, right? Yes? Virtual, put in the chat. If you just know, here's what I need to do next, the next step. What's in front of me? Can you take that step, yes or no? Yeah. And then if you do that, can you take the next step? Yeah. What you cannot take that step is, I got 10 different directions. Now, should I do this? Should I do this? What if I'm wrong? What if I waste time? Then we're paralyzed, yes? So whenever you feel overwhelmed, just say, hey, you know what? Don't try to figure all this out. What's the next step I got to take? What's in front of me. For some, maybe, hey, you know what? That's not overthinking. I need to work on my offer. For those who already have offers, let me just work on my lead gen, right? Or hey, I'm getting leads. You know what? Let me work on my closing. Let me just work on that first. Instead of, oh, I got to work on this and 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 this. And guess what? Then what do you do? Nothing. Does that make sense? Put in the chat. Does that make sense as well? Right? So when you feel overwhelmed, the focus, what to do